another video. Surprises about this truck. This is a 98. For those who are wondering, this is a 1998 GMC Sierra. Well, I don't know if they didn't call these. I don't think they call the Sierras until, well, it's a GMC K1500. Short bed, single cab truck. Very clean truck. One of the surprises about this truck, I'll call it a surprise, surprise things about this truck is what basically my title of this truck. One of the few things I'm surprised about this truck is that this truck's got factory Cadillac converters still. And one of those are wondering why it's so surprising is that most of the time people, especially around here, I don't know about yours. I don't. I'm speaking from my area, not where you guys are at. But my area, it's pretty common to definitely cut off catalytic converters and run straight pipe through a muffler or have no muffler, just depending on who you are. But most of us do cut catalytic converters off our vehicles, and we because this is a non-emission state. For those wondering, if obviously we're a mission state, then obviously we wouldn't do that. But this is, most of us do count, and most of the shops down here don't care either. That's just, I'm not even gonna lie about it. They don't look for catalytic converters. Straight up. No, not every state is the same. That's why I said this state happens to be non-emission. And like I said, a lot of us do cut our catalytic converters off, and it gives you extra power. It does not blow head gaskets. That's one of the reasons why I was very surprised that this truck actually has them. And this is about 100. If I read it, this actual odometer is right. It's 194,000 miles basically. That's pretty up there on this old girl. For a 5.7 Vortec, that's pretty high. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could probably get another 50 to 80,000 miles if this actually motor ran. Yes, this guy, I know in videos before I posted it that it does run, and it does run. It's got a miss, and the problem is that the guy I got it from said that had a crack in the block. The problem is that I'm not seeing a whole lot of puddles. And he was, I know there's two types of cracks. There's the inside crack, and then there's an outside crack. Well, the guy is acting like it was an outside crack, because he said that he's seen oil fall on the ground specifically from it. Now, the problem I got is that this radiator is definitely got a crack in it, I'm pretty sure, because it is definitely leaking around the radiator side, and it's more of a red, which could be, transmission fluid. Now, this thing shifts just fine. For those who are wondering, it does not have a transmission problem, surprisingly. Shifts fine. I mean, just like I said, we drove it from, well, up there in that parking lot. That's hospital. It used to be a hospital parking lot. And we drove it all the way from down here to up here, all the way up that dang on hill. And it shifted just fine. I mean, to be honest with you. So, my real question is on the motor side. Like I said, now, if it doesn't have a crack in this block, something is up with this motor. I don't know if it's like I said, if it got where a crack in the block. I can't really see a crack in the block. It doesn't have a crack. It definitely has a cracked radiator. I can tell you that. And it does have the typical crap, and then the whole pan is beat the crap. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I looked at it and I was scared because I'd never seen one that beat up that bad. I mean, it looked like it had a hole in it, and who knows? Maybe that's what the guy saw, and he thought that was a cracked. You never know. But I didn't see it. If it is, it's a very, very slow leak. See, I had cracked blocks before. I mean, I had bought so many. Well, I have went through a lot of cars. I bought a lot of cars. I traded a lot of cars. I had a few that had a crack block. Legitimately had a crack block. And big thing is that it's not acting like a cracked block. It's not throwing puddles. I mean puddles of oil. That's what a cracked block does. I mean, if it's external. Now you can get an internal crack on the block, and that's one thing, which will eventually go to the outside crack. But like I said, this one doesn't act like it's, it doesn't have a crack on the outside. I've never seen one. Now, I'm not saying that the guy's a liar. I'm just saying that I haven't seen it yet. It does have a misfire. I can tell you that right now without even trying too hard. This thing has a misfire. So, that be it may on that, I mean, oops. Now, this block may need tore down and rebuilt. Could very well be. Could be a simple case if I just need a rebuild this motor, refresh it. I mean, 194,000 miles. If you do the refresh on it, if it basically zeroes it. But I mean, when I say refresh, I mean new crank, new oil journals, gaskets. I mean, new seals, new crank, new oil bearings. All like I said, the whole ball of wax. That's a new motor at that point. I don't care if it's 300,000, 400,000, 195. When you put it, when you replace the whole name and everything inside the engine, that's pretty much a new motor. I don't care. I'm just going to say it like it is. At that point, you guys steer my motor. Well, literally, because you replaced everything inside. Hello. But it might just need a rebuild. Like I said, it's very possible. I'm not going to lie about it. On that. That's kind of the reason why I'm kind of like stuck in this truck right now. Like I said, my body thinks it's a the reason why it's missing is because it's got a valve came loose. One of the valves. And I'm like, he's gonna come up and he's gonna Thursday that and come look at it and see if it is or not. Like I said, I'm not, because it does have a kind of it's definitely has a miss on it, and it does shake the truck a little bit. Not as bad as it was before because it had a bad electrical ground. And by the way, that's another thing I was going to tell you guys. If sometimes your misses or your truck starts shaking real bad, like a little bit like this going on or more, not necessarily it's the engine's fault. Sometimes your battery connectors are complete shot. And that's how it is sometimes. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a little bit on this truck a little bit. Because this one's a little different in my opinion, because this is not a diesel. Besides having two batteries in this thing, which there is no connector for this one. See this wire right here? Oh, the wire, right? It's pretty cool. Okay. I had to put cut off the original terminal because the guy they trade rigged the shit out. Now I managed to keep the factory negative, one factory positive, which was kind of weird because there's a positive right there and a positive right there. Could I throw it in this one thing and change the terminal and put another one in there? Probably could. That's why I figured it's kind of rare. That's another reason why I don't believe the motor's cracked or anything, because it's pretty dang clean. Blocks like this that are cracked. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that usually they're not that clean. Well, I kind of don't believe it's got a cracked block. I just think that Raider's cracked, which is probably the case. I'm more inclined to believe that, and the motor has a miss. That was missing it. should have pulled the motor out in this truck and see if I'm right. Hey, if you're right, why are you gonna? There's no crack in the block. If there happens to be no crack in the block, hey guys, this is if it doesn't have a crack in the block, why are you getting another motor for it? Why are you gonna put an LS motor in here? Possibly. Well, the thing is, guys, even if I'm right, let's say there's not a crack in the block. Okay. Problem is, I got a misfire. And the thing is, and I'll be straight up with y'all, I don't know what's causing the misfire. See, that's the thing about these trucks. This is the 96 up to 99. It is spider injection. So if that thing ain't right, if spiders decides to give up the ghost, as per se, it will cause a misfire, like what my truck's doing. You could also have the that means that motor's that means that it's a spider injection. It's not not necessarily. It could be a spark plug. Spark plugs ain't right. One of them deactivated or not getting enough spark, that will cause a miss too. Your knock issue. Could be anything. It could be literally it could be a spun bearing. Like I said, it could be a spun bearing, or it could be it could be a lifter, could be a push rod, valve that sits right on top of it. Could have came loose. Don't know. So, I mean, not only do I have a miss, I got a valve issue. I mean, I got a slight knock issue. I say slight because it's not big. It's not going dum 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 dum. It has it's definitely got a knock of some sort, and I'm not sure what, to be honest. So that's why I'm going. Yeah, I mean, the blocks. If I pull it out and the block's not cracked, which, hey, that'd be amazing. Probably right. Like I said, I just don't believe it's gonna crack the block because the way it's acting. There's just no way. But I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I'm right, and because that's not the case. I'm just saying that I could be right, I could be wrong. If I'm right and the block's not cracked, I still have two problems. I mean, doesn't mean I still that's some of y'all are not gonna understand is that okay, the block's not cracked. That's great. That's fantastic. That means I can I can throw more back into it. And no, guys, that's a big fat no, negative. Like I said, I have no idea what the miss is. That's like I said, that's kind of a problem to me. Yeah, because I don't want to run around a motor that's got a miss. I mean, just saying. I mean, slight miss. That means there's something wrong with it. Now I could, I could just get a carburetor intake for a sport tech and throw a fuel injection, aftermarket fuel injection, little, carburetor looking like thing on it, and boom, I fixed that fixes it. It would write off the spider injectors. Honestly, yeah, good, yeah, very well, easily. Hey, hell, and I can buy a new set of spark plugs, but oh, there you go. That's not a problem. And if I don't have any valves or push rods that are, I'm thinking it's probably just a little bit of a valve, honestly, or a push rod, like my buddy says. And that could be literally just it. And that could take care of put new sparkers in there, and then put a Vortec in the intake, put a different intake manifold on this. Basically says bye-bye to these, bye-bye to the dang on spider injectors, because those spider injectors are crap. I'm sorry, but no, they're absolute shit. I won't say it like it is. It's shit. unless about 100, 150,000 miles. Now, like I said, I know it's got 194,000. The problem is that there it is. The problem is, how do I know it's not been replaced before? I don't. That's the big problem I got with the spider injectors. I don't know when it's been replaced, or if it has been replaced. Probably not, but you never know until you open it up. Literally, that's the whole problem. And a good set of spider injectors are about way more expensive than a good set of spider injectors is about $800, $900. The problem with that, well, the big problem I got with it, is that I could spend that much money on a spider injectors and it not be the problem. Or I could spend $100 less, buy intake manifold, buy a carburetor, put on it. If it doesn't fix the problem, I'm only $100. I'm only about $700. And then $100, boom, I got buy brand new spark plugs and then take care of all the problems. Now, like I said, I'm pretty sure it could be that simple. It could be just a little adding of spark plugs or spectre, or it could be a combination of both. I don't know. That's the whole thing. Is I gotta pull the block out. Now, if it happens to be that, I'll probably just honestly pull the motor out and look at it and see what's going on. Because if it's not a cracked block on the outside, yes, I will tear the block down. I will literally, we'll literally take the heads right off of it. I don't care. I'll put a new head gaskets on it. Just nothing else, just for peace of insurance to make sure the heads are fine and the walls are fine. Don't care. It's a little bit extra time. That's all it's going to cost me is extra time. Extra time is not a big deal, and besides being 194,000 miles, if I put back in the truck, I would feel a little better having brand new head gaskets on it, personally. So, and I'm going to put a new one. Like I said, the thing is, I could possibly end up using the same motors in this truck. Carburetor, like I said, I could put a carburetor deal on this deal, or I could go fuel injection, and place all the crap in it, and then it would honestly probably run really good. It would have no misses in it. Excuse me. And like I said, it'd be a really good motor and be awesome. But like I said, my buddy's gonna come up, look at it Thursday. Take a look at it and see what he thinks. I mean, regardless of what we do, the motor's coming out, because I want to be able to see it fully. I know a lot of people saying, well, and I know I don't have to pull it all the way out. All I know is I know technically all I gotta do is pull the fenders off, the core support off, the hood, fenders, inner fender, outer fender, hood, like I said, core support and basic BS, and then there you go. Truck I can actually see the motor 360 style and look all over that block, and I could easily see that block and see if it's actually really anything really wrong with that truck as far as block goes. And if there isn't no crack, I might have been lucky. And like I said, just because that's if it's an internal crack. Now, it does have an antifreeze smell to it. It did, so I definitely know it. I think it did blow a head gasket for sure, because when I smell antifreeze, it definitely needs a head gasket for sure. There ain't no doubt there. I didn't run it long after that. Like I said, not a big deal. And that goes with the radiator too. If your radiator messed up, and you're connected to you're connected to your motor or not, I wouldn't be surprised. It mixes and whatnot. Motor's not a milkshake, so that being said, now like I said, won't know a whole lot until we look at it. But this is the surprises with the truck. Other than, and also another surprise. Like, so the biggest surprises on it, like I said earlier, were the weird extra power wire. Believe me, I tried not hooking it up, and then it wouldn't turn the truck over. So you definitely need it. So I don't know what it is, or what it goes to, but apparently it needs it. You know, kudos for them for doing that. Other than that, real thing that surprised the heck out of me is, like I said, is the seat options were pretty cool on this truck. The guy who did it surprises out of this truck. Well, the guy who put the seats in here surprised the hell out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. Running 3 bolts, that's kind of lame. I mean, in my opinion. Oh, I probably didn't tell you about that, guys. Yeah, I know this is a long one. When I got in here, the truck had 3 seat bolts. It had 2 captain's chairs, or bucket seats. Sorry, not bucket seats, because that's technically what they are. Had, yeah, kind of like this one, and had another one, and it had a center console. I have a center console back there, back of the truck right now, and I have the other bucket seat downstairs. I happen to have another bucket seat too. Just saying, guys. I bought the 60/40 inch seat a while ago, and it was there in there. For those who are wondering, this does open up pretty easily. I have figured it out. All I gotta do is hit that button right. I don't know if you guys see that real quick. There's a little lever. Yeah, you can see it. You hit it, but that lever comes right up. So, pretty easy, pretty common. Of course, I figured it out after I did that video. I'm gonna fix it correctly, guys, for those who are wondering. But yeah, I know that was probably a question one of y'all were thinking, does that actually work? Yeah, it actually works pretty good. So, back to what I was saying. The guy actually had, instead of doing all 4 bolts on each seat, he decided to do 3. You know, to me, that's kind of, that's crazy to think about it, in my opinion, because the fact that, you know, the manufacturer put 4 bolt holes in the seat to mount 4 bolt holes in the seat. And you put 3 on there. I mean, yeah, it felt tight. It felt right. Don't get me wrong. In fact, this one still has 3 bolt seats in it because I haven't pulled it out. I'm gonna take a marker and we're gonna find some bolts and drill them out and tap them, and not tap them, but drill them out, mount it properly on this. This seat's actually not properly mounted. Looks good, but it's not properly mounted. But again, I'm also not driving down the road either with it. This guy was actually literally going to run down the road with 3 bolts in one seat and 3 bolts on the other seat, and then center console. It's a little different. See, the reason why that's a kind of a big deal to me anyway is that if you get in an accident, 3 bolts, you probably shear one of them off. You could easily shear/bent the metal and could hurt you very easily. Whereas you have 4 bolts on there like a factory spec, it's less likely to do that. Not saying that it won't do that, it's just a lesser chance of it to do that. And I don't, and like I said, I don't hate the guy for putting 2 bucket seats in here because that was pretty cool. The only problem is the reason why I changed it up is and the fact that I didn't really feel like putting a ground wire and a power wire and a ground wire to the battery just to run power seats, which I could easily do. It's not hard. Easy, love it. But like I said, I love it. I think it's pretty cool. But like I said, I like him armrest. That's one of the reasons why we did it. And it could back if we ever need to fit a 3rd person. Boom, they don't have to ride in the back of the truck. I do have the seat buckles right here, mounted pretty right. That was pretty good in there. And I have I got center buckles on this thing, so that's actually pretty cool in my opinion. And this right there goes to that one, obviously, and this one goes to this one. So, I mean, that's the thing, is that, you know, if we wanted to run through people, we can't. Whereas the captain chairs, yeah, we could potentially ride them, but they would have to be in the back of the truck. Which, you know, you can pass through anyway, you're going to be running the back of the truck anyway. Just say it. But yeah, that's kind of why I was like interested in the seats, because they're really cool and really comfortable, and plus additional third seat. But yeah, that's basically like I said, the major things that surprised me on this trip. This is gonna be